This morning on DC News Now, a bit of a colder start out there this morning. Many of us into the upper 20s to low to mid 30s. But closer towards DC, we're holding on into the low 40s at this point. Later on today, a bit of a warm up with those high temperatures into the upper 50s to low to mid 60s. And we'll also see that sunshine. Well, latest details coming up.
Plus, a popular Walmart in the district closing its doors, leaving shoppers in search of the best deals. We'll compare local grocery stores and how much they will cost you.
And the Supreme Court hearing arguments on President Biden's student loan forgiveness for the first time. The latest developments from the case.
The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
All right, coming up at 5:30 on this Wednesday morning. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. I'm Corey James.
Good morning. I'm Tanaya Wright. Starting your day off with a live look outside. Jackie, it's the first day of March and it's cold again.
Yeah, and we're seeing a bit of a chilly start out there this morning. So it's one of those mornings you'll need to make sure to bundle up. But then later on this afternoon, you'll need sunglasses. And then also those temperatures will be warming up quite nicely. But out there right now, we're starting off right at the freezing mark in Frederick and Hagerstown, upper 20s in Martinsburg. We're right at the 30-degree mark. Cumberland, Kaiser, Winchester, Luray as well. Even Manassas coming in at 30, but we're low 40s though in the district. That's one of the warmer spots on the map. Visibility has been reduced for some, especially out towards Kaiser and Woodstock. But in those locations, we are seeing those temperatures below the freezing mark, so it could be a little bit more of that freezing fog, which means the fog freezes on contact. So something to keep in mind. Could be seeing a few of those slick spots out there. But otherwise, high pressure is with us, and that's keeping us mainly clear out there. Eventually, through the morning commute, we'll see those temperatures climbing through the 30s, likely upper 30s as early as 8 a.m. And then later on this afternoon, we're looking at 60s for much of the area under those mainly to partly sunny skies. I'll have more details. We'll get towards the rest of that 7-day coming up, but Shanika's here. The All-Born traffic update. How are those roads at this moment?
Well, if you're in Frederick County, that's in Virginia, Winchester area. We have an overturned tractor trailer. That's off of Route 48 near Pfeiffer Road. Now, we're on DC 295. It's looking good north and southbound. Right near Kenilworth Avenue and Eastern Avenue, everything is quiet, no problems. Top side, lower side, everything is great. So let's check out 95 north and southbound. It's okay. If you're in Crofton, do watch for this crash. This is off of Baldwin Avenue right at 450, and that's heading east of Crane Highway. Could cause some delays for your early morning commute.
All right, Shanika, thank you. Taking a look at your Know and Go headlines this morning. A man is dead after he was shot by U.S. Marshals yesterday afternoon. Police say the Marshals were serving a search warrant when the man flashed a gun and then ran away. His family says they are looking for answers from authorities.
Pandemic-era benefits for SNAP recipients are expiring today. That means people could lose about $100 of benefit per month. Local food banks and other organizations are bracing for a surge in people looking for help.
And the peak cherry blossom forecast expected to be announced this morning. The Cherry Blossom Festival officially begins on March 20th. Now, currently the blossoms are in the first stage of development. This is the earliest they have reached that stage in decades.
And presidents of multiple D.C. area universities and colleges will bring together experts today to discuss solutions aimed at reducing gun violence. Now, this meeting is being called the 120 Initiative to honor the 120 lives lost per day from gun violence. It is going to be held at the National Building Museum, which is the current home of the Gun Violence Memorial Project. And listen to this, Metro Transit Police giving away steering wheel locks for Kia and Hyundai cars. These locks will be given out at multiple Metro station garages this week between 4 and 6 p.m. Today, you can get the lock at the Branch Avenue station, tomorrow, the Greenbelt station, and then Friday at the Largo station.
And new this morning, it's been more than a year after a Metro train partially derailed inside of a tunnel. The transit agency announcing now they're one step closer to finally fixing the root of that cause. DC News Now's Joseph Omo is in the newsroom this morning, back with us this morning. And Joseph, this has been something that Metro's been dealing with for quite some time.
Yeah, Corey, it is a big headache, and it's not going to go away anytime soon. Metro says they do have a plan in place. They're working on a plan, at least, to finally permanently fix 50% of their fleet. But here's the catch. It's going to take 3 years, and it's going to cost a whopping $55 million. So take a look. These are the train cars that we are talking about. They are called the 7000 series rail cars. They make up, again, over half of Metro's fleet. It was that exact type of train that derailed back in October of 2021. You'll remember that derailment forced Metro to remove all of its 7000 series cars from service. Now, a clearer path forward than we've ever had before, guys. The NTSB, just one of the agencies investigating that derailment, released a technical report yesterday that sheds more light on what Metro needs to do to fix the issue that caused one of those wheel sets to fall off the track. Now, even though there still isn't an answer as to the root cause of that derailment back in October 2021, the plan here is to essentially refit the wheels on all 748 of the 7000 series rail cars. I will repeat that again, 748 rail cars. That's why this is going to take roughly 3 years to complete, and again, a whopping $55 million. Metro has not told us, though, when exactly they intend to start putting these new wheels on or fixing the existing wheels. Once we get that information, we'll keep you updated both on air and at DCNewsNow.com. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Joseph. Today is the application deadline for the My School DC lottery for pre-K through 8th grade students. The school system has many options for students, and parents need to know all about it. Now, this is a timeline for the choice period option. That is where parents can rank the schools they feel are the best fit for their child. For the next school year, you must apply by today for your pre-K through 8th grade students. On March 31st, the lottery results will be released. I spoke to DC Public School Chancellor Louis Farabee about what parents need to know.
It is a lot, but the great thing families should know, we start as early as 3-year-olds, so we have pre-K 3 all the way up to 8th grade in our enrollment period right now, and now is the time to enroll, so families have a deadline.
After the March 31st release date, families can enroll in DCPS schools, for example, their neighborhood school. May 1st is the enrollment deadline. All right, well, starting today, the DC Department of Parks and Rec is opening registration for some of its programs. For today, only aquatic program registration will open. This includes swimming and lifeguard lessons. Starting tomorrow, the remainder of these programs will open for registration, like team sports and athletics. Also, the out-of-school programs like DC Public School Fun Day and Spring Break Camp, and additional activities like fitness and senior programs. Now, these all operate on a first-come, first-serve basis.
Your time right now is 5:36. A new weapons detector could become a reality for thousands of Prince William County students. This is what they call the Evolve machine. Now, students could walk through it without needing to take out keys, laptops, or other electronics. An alarm will then sound if a weapon is detected. Last night, families had a chance to see what it looks like and give their opinions on having these in schools.
You feel safer sending your son to school if these were in place?
Oh yeah, mostly. Yes, most definitely. I'm gonna be like calmer, you know.
That means it'll warn them to don't bring this in at all, and making sure they never do this again in the school, because it's getting out of control and out of hands.
And these detectors are something that's been discussed for weeks, a measure that Prince William County Police Chief Peter Newsham told us he supports.
All right, your time right now is 5:37. Shoppers at the H Street Walmart say they were shocked to find out that the store is closing at the end of the month. Some say the prices here cannot be matched anywhere else.
It's a bargain place. It's called bargain shopping. And they do have value size stuff for families that Giant don't have, Safeway don't have, and you can get it right here.
Now, one report from the advocacy group Consumer Checkbook compares the prices at Walmart to other grocery stores in the downtown East area. The report says that Walmart's prices are 16% lower than your average store. And compared to Safeway, one of the stores on this map, the grocery store, is within about a mile of the H Street store. You can see right here on that map, Walmart's prices are more than 30% lower. But some shoppers think of Walmart as more than just a grocery store.
This is not just a grocery store, it's a department store. That means you have clothes, you have food, you have furniture, you have electronics. Where else? What's the next, after this close, where's the next department store?
The Walmart on H Street will officially close on March 31st.
And staying in the district this morning, Democrat Joe Manchin says he will vote with Senate Republicans to block DC's criminal code. Now, the new code would eliminate most mandatory minimum sentences, allowing jury trials for misdemeanor offenses and reduce maximum sentences for some nonviolent crimes. Mayor Bowser had vetoed the move, but DC Council overrode her decision. Now, with Manchin's support, a resolution to block the changes has a good chance of passing in the Senate because DC is not a state. Congress has control over its laws.
And arguments over President Biden's loan forgiveness plan began yesterday in the Supreme Court. The court listened to two challenges to the program that would have dismissed a portion of student loans for borrowers. Chief Justice John Roberts questioned if President Biden has the authority to approve a plan with such a high cost.
If you're going to give up that much amount of money, if you're going to affect the obligations of that many Americans on a subject that's of great controversy, they would think that's something for Congress to act on.
Some lawmakers argue the plan is not fair. Others are saying the program does not need to benefit everyone.
Is it fair for someone that paid off their debt to not have the opportunity to have similar relief?
With any benefits program, there are going to be others outside the context of that particular program who aren't getting the benefit.
A decision for these two cases is expected to be handed down by late June.
Time right now, it's coming up on 5:40 in Greece. A head-on train crash killed at least 36 people and injured another 85. The passenger train was carrying hundreds of people. Now it collided at high speed with an oncoming freight train. At least 3 train cars burst into flames. Right now, the cause of the collision has not been made clear. All right, your time right now is 5:40 on this Wednesday morning.
That is right. Coming up this morning on DC News Now, concerns over mental health, an alarming uptick in children and teenagers going to the emergency room for mental health treatment. Why experts staffing is falling behind the demand for services.
West Virginia State Park set to open for the first time in months when you could get a chance to sleep under the stars. And taking a live look outside this morning, Jackie, the stars are gone. The sun soon to shine.
Yeah, we'll eventually notice that sun rising, but right now we are noticing it's a bit dark out there. We're just seeing mainly clear conditions, and temperatures, though, those will be warming up. A bit of a chilly start right now, but we'll see those 60s returning later on this afternoon. Really a nice overall first day of March. I'll have more details coming up right after the break.
All right, welcome back. Your time right now is 5:43. People in Virginia, they'll soon get the chance to sleep under the stars. Don't you all want to do that? I don't know if I do. No. Virginia State Parks, though. In a couple of days, this Friday, they will open the park. Now, full-service campgrounds will stay open until the first Monday in December. Campers will have their pick at staying in a cabin, a bunkhouse, or even a yurt. However, if you want to stay overnight, you will need to make a reservation. You can do that by going to reservevaparks.com to secure your spot for the upcoming camping season. And meteorologist Jackie Layer, I know she just loves camping.
I love it. I would much prefer glamping. I mean, I like electricity. But anyway, I know that time is coming up, and we're also, today is the first day of meteorological spring. So yes, the camping season is just around the corner. But let's also talk about that out there this morning, a bit of a chilly start. You may need that jacket as you're heading out this morning, but later on this afternoon, make sure that you do have the sunglasses. It will be nice and sun-filled. We're going to be tracking those high temperatures bouncing back upper 50s to low to mid 60s across the region. Tomorrow morning, though, tracking that early shower, and then we should dry things out. Although we'll see mainly cloudy skies tomorrow, we'll actually see those temperatures on the warmer side. We'll likely see those highs topping out into the upper 60s. Now, I mentioned today's the first day of meteorological spring. Now, in terms of meteorological spring, that just means that it always starts on the first day of a month and then continues over the next 3 months. So that will end, let's see, this is March, April, it will end of May. But the first day of astronomical spring, that's just 19 days away. That might be the one that you're more familiar with. But in terms of St. Patrick's Day, that's just 16 days away. Daylight saving time, that is just 11 days away when we spring ahead that 1 hour. So yes, when we lose that hour of sleep, but hey, well, at least we get a little bit more daylight out there over the next several weeks. Let's talk about temperatures, though. We're talking about upper 20s to low to mid 30s for much of the area. Aside from DC, we're holding on to low 40s at this point. But yes, many of us starting right at or below the freezing mark right now. So like I mentioned, bit of a colder start. Visibility also reduced, not quite as dense as yesterday morning, but few locations seeing about a mile of visibility. We're talking that back out towards Kaiser and parts of West Virginia, as well as Woodstock. And this is where we could be seeing some freezing fog possibly, considering those temperatures are at or below the freezing mark. High pressure has been with us over the course of the last several hours, at least through the overnight. That did allow those winds to weaken, and not only that, gave us the mainly clear skies, allowing those temperatures to drop through the overnight. And then as we get towards later on this afternoon, those temperatures will climb. We're talking 40s as early as 10 a.m., right around 60 as we look ahead towards this afternoon. Overall, a really nice spring day out there for your Wednesday. And not only that, Futurecast showing us mostly that southerly flow, and that will certainly give a boost in the temperature department later on this afternoon. Now, Futurecast showing us that right along I-95 and areas eastbound, looking like we'll see a bit more of the clouds through the day, as opposed to farther out towards the west, where we'll see mainly clear skies. So something to keep in mind. As we get towards the overnight hours tonight, we're looking at some rain showers sliding through right around midnight, and then right along that cold front, those showers will push through. And then eventually, as we get towards tomorrow afternoon, we'll see a nice day out there with highs into the upper 60s. Although we'll see a bit more of the cloud cover compared to the day today. Although we'll see warmer temperatures, a bit more of the clouds tomorrow, and we'll likely start off with an early shower tomorrow. Here's a view of the rest of that 7-day outlook. So we're looking at low 60s today, upper 60s tomorrow. A bit on the colder side on Friday with some rain, but could even see a little bit of that wintry mix farther off towards the mountains region. Right now, I'll toss it over to Shanika with the on-point traffic update. How are those roads right now?
All right, well, we have a new crash reported. It's in Howard County. You can't see it on these live traffic cameras, but heading southbound, you will see that. Let's flip over to the maps. So this crash is right near Johns Hopkins Road. That's exit 15, and it could cause some issues for commuters. Many of those commuters are using 29 heading southbound to get to the Capitol Beltway. Other than that, though, you're looking all good to go. If you're in Crofton, watch for a crash off of Baldwin Avenue right near 450. That is heading east of Crane Highway, not causing much of an issue for commuters right now. The rest of 95 looks good in Maryland. The top side, inner and outer loop stretch through Silver Spring past 29 and Georgia Avenue. It's looking clear. 271st, same thing. Coming out of Frederick, heading southbound, no delays at this time.
All right, Shanika, thank you. Your time right now is 5:47 on this Wednesday morning.
That is right. A lot happening today. Our Joseph Omo is here with your No and Go headlines this morning. So what have you got for us?
Hey, guys. Good morning. We're going to start off with some serious stuff, okay? A man is dead after he was shot by U.S. Marshals yesterday afternoon. Police say the Marshals were serving a search warrant when the man flashed a gun and ran away. More details at dcnewsnow.com. Those extra SNAP benefits that so many people relied on during the pandemic, they are coming to an end today. That means many recipients will lose nearly $100 of benefits per month. If you need help putting food on the table, we have a full list of resources right on our website at dcnewsnow.com. You are not alone on that one. Also happening today, it's the last day to apply for what's called the My School DC Lottery. That is for pre-K 3 through 8th grade. Lottery results, they're going to be available starting March 31st. Those who are approved will need to enroll by May 1st. All right, we're going to stay in DC. The district's Department of Parks and Rec says it is ready for the spring. We certainly are here. Registration for aquatic programs like swimming and lifeguarding, that starts today. Tomorrow you can register for everything else like team sports. And the story everybody's talking about, the National Park Service is releasing its peak bloom forecast today. Right now, these little buds, unfortunately, don't look like this. They are still in the first phase, known as the Green Buds stage. And be sure to mark your calendar, because the Cherry Blossom Festival officially gets underway in just over 2 weeks. It's on March 20th when it starts. Now, if those flowers bloom before that date, that would mark one of the earliest peak bloom dates in the last 20 years. And back here in the studio, guys, take a look at this screen here. This is our DC News Now Mornings Facebook page. All you have to do is type in DC News Now Mornings on Facebook, answer a couple questions, and you are part of the club. You are welcome. What?
I said you're welcome because our faces popped up right next to you.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Tanaya. She's all over
We
it.
are blessed when we get to see Corey and Tanaya back together. Welcome back from your vacation, Corey. We've had a lot of followers chime in, and we're excited to expand that Facebook page. So make sure you guys go to Facebook. All right?
Yeah, we'll have to engage with everybody. By the way, these flowers, do they smell?
Do the cherry blossoms smell? They do not smell.
They don't?
They don't smell, but they look really pretty.
They do.
So I forgot, you're coming from New York. So
First time. I think I missed it barely.
I think we missed it when we came because we came in like May.
Yeah.
So I think we just missed them.
We're going to have fun this year. See you guys.
All right, bye, Joseph. Thank you. All right, your time right now is 5:49 on this Wednesday morning. In health news, more children and teenagers are seeking mental health treatment in the emergency room. This is according to a new study in the journal Academic Pediatric. Now, according to that study, not only is the number of visits increasing, but also the severity of those cases. A severe shortage of treatment options means young patients may not get help for weeks or even months. Experts say staffing is not keeping up with the demand for services, which has increased since the pandemic.
And some people will use social media apps like TikTok for mental health tips and information. They say what they see on these apps can actually help them without needing a therapist. One psychology professor at the University of Denver says these platforms can provide resources, reduce stigma, and provide signs of hope.
The mileage that a teenager gets to hear from their peers about someone's experience of needing and getting help is so powerful.
On the other hand, she says social media can lead young people to self-diagnose.
We look at a list of symptoms and we think, yeah, I've totally got that. And the reality is you really don't know what you have until you've had that conversation with someone who's licensed to make that diagnosis.
She also says mental health advocates on social media might not understand patient confidentiality or how to correctly treat different disorders.
Coming up on 5:52 on this Wednesday morning at the annual Ice Warrior Plunge Festival, people who participated, they jumped into freezing water to support a good cause, though. The event raises money for the American Indian Cancer Foundation, and indigenous people face a higher risk of cancer than any other ethnic group. The plunge is hosted by the MHA Nation, which is 3 affiliated Indian tribes. Cold water.
Yes, definitely. Good cause.
All right, your time right now is 5:51.
Yeah, can't escape inflation. The rising prices hurting consumers across the country. And now, even the tooth fairy feeling the effects of this, the increasing cost of a single tooth.